And welcome back, YouTube. It is still Sunday, the 16th of April. It's 3:04 p.m., I think. Yeah, 3:04 p.m. And I'm in the SkyTrain station. Wow, this is awkward how they got that one door all shut up like that. Used to going out those doors and in these doors. Anyway, I'm headed to the light rail. Just noticed that the escalators are open, or the elevators are open. I mean, but it's easier to go down the escalators. Yeah, that was an interesting diversion. I don't really feel up to talking about it yet, but I think I made a friend. That's worth something, I guess. Don't really have any solid plans for right now, but thinking. I got till 7 o'clock till I have to be at the warehouse, so I'm thinking about heading over to. All right, westbound train in 2 minutes. That's good to know. Thinking about heading over to. Oh wow, that guy's walking on the tracks. Dang. Thinking about heading over to Ozpar, do a little Sunday afternoon karaoke. I've pretty much, with the exception of my Friday or my Saturday night work shift, I've pretty much spent the entire weekend just holed up in bed in a pretty bad mental state. I did manage to get to work on time Saturday night, so that's a good thing. In fact, I got there probably about 30, 40 minutes early. In fact, I come to think of it, I did shoot or not Saturday night, I'm sorry, Friday night. I did shoot a vlog. That's where I kind of got on the tangent about my felony and how it's held me back and the whole situation around that. Somehow that's just been a topic I've been in Reddit in 3 different threads that have just blown up on Reddit. One, I forget what the hell subreddit it's in. It's like one of the really big subreddits that, generally speaking, I never go to, but it just showed up in my recommendation. Somebody had linked an article about some South American country had done research and found that the incarcerated people, the people in their prisons, I want to say Argentina, but don't quote me on that, but that the people that are incarcerated in their prisons read 11 times more than people who are not incarcerated, which I found very interesting because generally speaking, I love to read, but I never have the time to read. Or more accurately, I never make the time to read. I mean, I read a lot of things online, obviously. But as far as like reading books, reading novels, reading really any kind of books, I just don't do it, except when I'm in jail. And when I'm in jail, I read constantly. Alternating between reading law books and case law and reading mostly fiction, but I'll read some nonfiction here and there and some history. But that's kind of my number way when I've been incarcerated. That's been my number one way of passing the time, is just reading. And I'll read and I'll read and I'll read. And I've thought about how miserable doing time must be for people who can't read. That would be hell to me. But as soon as I get out, like I never make the time to read books. I just don't. I mean, even when I have the time to read books, generally speaking, I'm just, I don't know, just not really. I've tried. I've read like chunks of books. Well, I don't know. I've probably read since the last time I was in jail, and I'm trying to think how long ago that was, but it feels like it was probably about, I think the last time I was in jail was when Elise was pregnant with Lily. So, over 13 years ago. Um, I'm trying to think if I've read a full book since then, and I really can't think that I have. Anyway, so that's what got me actually scrolling through the comments in this rather than just scrolling past the post. I'm like, that's interesting. I'll throw my 2 cents in on that. And I forget what all the comments were. And now is one of those moments where I wish I had my iPhone so I could look it up and go to it and read some of the stuff, because it was very interesting where my comment landed and just kind of how it blew up and just created all these threads beneath it. But oh, and here comes my train, so I gotta go. Anyway, it largely started with people were commenting about how there should be programs to encourage reading while incarcerated, and also taking college courses while incarcerated and getting degrees while incarcerated, and so on and so forth. And then somebody pointed out that, that doesn't really matter, because once you get out, you're a felon, and it doesn't matter if you have a degree or not. Nobody wants to hire you or rent to you. And I just kind of carried on with that.